Yo, what's up, sports bettors? I got a lot of player props on PrizePicks for today. So let's go ahead, let's look at them, and we'll start out on the Odds Jam screen. So this is called the Sportsbook screen, and basically all it does is it reads in lines from every single sportsbook and kind of gives you a complete view of the market. So you're going to notice for Looney, every sportsbook has his line at 12.5 rebounds. There's no major discrepancies in the odds. Underdog Fantasy also has his line at 12.5. PrizePicks hasn't posted odds for the Warriors-Kings game. There's no value in the market, right? All the books have basically the same odds. There's no value in the market. You don't want to touch this play with a 10-foot pole. However, if we go over to DeAndre Hunter, I'll show you a play that I ended up going with. So here, there's discrepancies in the market, right? There's value. So if you look at Underdog Fantasy, they have DeAndre Hunter's over-under for rebounds at 4.5. So PrizePicks' direct competitor, they have DeAndre Hunter at 4.5 for rebounds, whereas PrizePicks, if we go over to PrizePicks, so they're at 5, right? So long story short, we always want to look for value in the market as a sharp bettor. You don't need to bet on every player. You don't need to bet on every game. Investors may only make a couple investments a year. They're looking for those things that are cheap, that they can buy on the cheap. They're looking for those few investments with value. It's no different as a sharp bettor, right? You're following the data and you're hunting for these line discrepancies. So you can see here, PrizePicks has DeAndre Hunter's line at 5.5 or 5. All the sports books, Underdog Fantasy, have his line at 4.5. So PrizePicks is too high, right? All the other books are at 4.5. PrizePicks is at 5. So we want to take the under. And this is the first player prop that I went with for tonight. So for tonight on Thursday. So the second tool I ended up using is called the Odds Jam Positive EV tool. So that you can see here, there's some plays on No House Advantage. So No House Advantage is it's a PrizePicks competitor, right? It's kind of like the new PrizePicks. It works in basically the exact same way. No House Advantage. So sometimes, I've explained this before, but sometimes there's profitable bets on No House Advantage. Sometimes, there's more profitable bets on PrizePicks. In these videos, I'm just trying to show you guys what I put my own money on. That's literally all I'm showing you in this video. So yesterday, I found 5 data-driven picks, turned 400 into 4,000. It's been a pretty good run on PrizePicks, all just finding value in the market, right? I don't follow my gut. You got to do something different if you want to make money sports betting. 99% of bettors, they trust their heart, their gut. That's why they lose money, right? The books are in business because people don't know how to use data to their advantage as a sports bettor. So the second play I ended up going with is from the Positive EV tool, is I'm on Braxton Garrett under 4.5 strikeouts, right? So I've explained this in other videos, but what you really have to internalize about PrizePicks if you want to beat PrizePicks is they don't vary your payouts, right? Based on you selecting overs or unders, right? It doesn't matter if we were to take 8 and under, doesn't matter if we change them both to overs. The payouts don't change, right? There's no odds on PrizePicks. Any 5 flex you create, just as an example, you're always getting the same payout. So if we do a little 5 flex, this is always the payout you're getting, right? This is always the payout you're getting. It never changes. Doesn't matter if we switch Chris Paul to an under. So long story short, if you break down kind of the math behind these flex plays and how they work, basically on PrizePicks, to be profitable, right? If you're winning over 54.25% of your picks, you're going to be profitable long term, right? I'm not saying every day you're going to win every 5 flex, but long story short, over a large sample size, thousands of bets on PrizePicks, if you're hitting your player props over 54.25% of the time, you're going to be profitable, right? So essentially the strategy for beating PrizePicks is you just want to find spots where sportsbooks have an under or an over really heavily favored. So in this case, for Braxton Garrett, you're going to notice all these sports books, right? All the sports books are telling us, Braxton Garrett, his under is really heavily favored, right? Bovada has this at minus 135. BetOnline has this at minus 145. Pinnacle, sharpest sportsbook in the world, they have this all the way at minus 155. All the books are telling you, Braxton Garrett, he's a lot more likely to go under as opposed to over, right? So this is a play that's winning over 54.25% of the time. And I've explained this before, but the most important calculator in sports betting is right here. It's called a no vig odds calculator. And what this calculator does, so let me just open it up right here, is what this calculator does is it takes a sportsbook's market, right, and tells you the win probability for your bet. right? So DraftKings has their market. They have the under as the favorite outcome at minus 145. The over is at plus 110. So according to DraftKings, this under has a win rate of 55.41%. So DraftKings model is pricing that the under is 55.41% to hit and the over is 44.59% to hit. So according to DraftKings, this play, this under is hitting over 54.25% of the time. So it's going to be profitable in a PrizePicks entry. But again, like as a sharp bettor, you don't just have one data point. All these sportsbooks are data points telling you where a line should be set. So you're going to see Pinnacle, right? DraftKings is saying, the under, obviously all these sportsbooks have the under as the favorite outcome. Braxton Garrett, in every single game, he's either going to go over 4.5 strikeouts or he's going to go under, right? So like, he's either going to go over or under, and all these sportsbooks are telling you he's more likely to go under. Lines are juiced towards the under. So all the sportsbooks are telling you he's above 50% to go under 4.5 strikeouts, but we want to make sure we're beating this 54.25%. So according to DraftKings, the market they're putting out, the under is 55.41% to occur. Then if we go to Pinnacle, sharpest bookmaker in the world, so if we put in Pinnacle's odds, you're going to see they have the under even more favored, 56.88%, right? They have more juice towards the under. They have the under more favored than DraftKings does, so they have the under winning at a higher percentage of the time, 56.88%. So if you hit all your player prop bets at a rate of 56.88%, right, on PrizePicks over the course of the long run, you're going to have an 18.4% ROI playing flex plays. Right? So that's the only number you care about, right? PrizePicks, they don't change your payouts based on, you selecting over or under. They don't change your payouts if you put in a different sport, right? You can add a soccer pick. For 2-pick entries, you're still getting that 3x payout. So all that matters on PrizePicks, if you want to be profitable, is winning over 54.25% of your plays, right? This is the only number that matters. So Braxton Garrett, under 4.5 strikeouts. Cool. So then I flipped over to the fantasy screen. So this is the final betting tool I use on OddsJam. It's called the fantasy screen, and essentially this tool works, somewhat similar to the EV tool. So you're going to see there's some overlap. Braxton Garrett under 4.5 strikeouts, but essentially this tool just shows you all the bets that are over 54.25% to hit. Those are all highlighted in green, right? So if you look at PrizePicks, and we go over to the MLB, you're going to see they have a bunch of these like discounted player projections. Garrett Cole is coming down from 8 to 6.5 strikeouts, right? So they're running a promo, 8 to 6.5 strikeouts for Cole. So that seems like a really good play. They're discounting him by 1.5 strikeouts, but you can quantify that, right? FanDuel has Garrett Cole over 6.5 Ks at minus 280 odds. FanDuel has this as a huge favorite, minus 280 odds, Garrett Cole over 6.5 Ks. So this is 69.19% to hit. So all of these projections are over 65% to occur. All three of these are extremely good, right? So those are all plays you want to go with for sure in your entry. Now, I mean, sure, it's not a lock. There's still like a, 25% chance Cole goes under. But again, right, like everyone has winning days, everyone has losing days. I say this in all my videos. I'll go on winning streaks. I'll go on losing streaks. We'll have bad beats. Like, obviously, I would have loved to make 10K in the 6 flex on PrizePicks, but quickly went to 19 points, right? But the point is, I don't get obsessed or zone in too much on one bet because I know over the course of the long run, because all my bets have an edge and all my plays on PrizePicks are winning over 54.25% of the time, I know I'm going to make money. So Kyle Wright, under 5.5 hits allowed. All the sports books have his under 5.5 hits allowed as the heavily favored outcome, around like minus 145 odds. So that's a no-brainer player prop to include in your entry. So anyways, let's go here and let's go through some of these plays. So we have Hunter under 5 rebounds, first play we went through. And then you can see Tatum over 9.5, Heaney under 15.5 outs, Braxton Garrett under 4.5 strikeouts, Wright under 5.5 hits allowed. Kyle Schwarber under half of a run. So you can see my first 6 flex entry here. I'll zoom out a bit if you want to take a screenshot and try to bet some of these. So all these plays are either from the EV tool or from the fantasy screen. You can see there's a lot of value on the fantasy screen right now, especially because of those discounted projections on PrizePicks. So here's my first one. Then I went with this. $500 to win 5 grand. Tatum over 9.5 rebounds. Schwarber, no run. Heaney under 15.5 outs. Braxton Garrett under 4.5 Ks. Kyle Wright under 5.5 hits allowed. And then finally, here's a 6 flex, all the same picks. I just threw in that Garrett Cole projection. $25 max bet for these discounted projections. So hopefully this video was helpful on PrizePicks strategy. Let's make money.